goodness. Technical difficulties already. Hi everyone. I am going to wait a little bit while everyone gets onto the live stream. My name's Miss Elaine, Elaine Waterman. I am the executive director here at the Firehouse Art Center, and we are offering these virtual kids classes while our Saturday Art Experience art classes are not occurring in our gallery currently, but we are happy to have you here online. Hi Julie, hi Joshua. So yeah, we are in our Famous Artists Week. That is our theme for this week. And today we are going to be doing pop culture portraits. And these portraits are based on Roy Lichtenstein's work. He is a pop artist from America. He was actually born in New York City, where I was born, and he grew up there he was there in the 1950s and 1960s, and he was actually friends with another famous artist, well, probably lots of famous artists, but he was friends with Andy Warhol, who was another pop art artist of that time. But Roy Lichtenstein, and I'm reading my notes because I don't have this memorized, but he was born in October of 1923, and he passed away in 1997, so he is no longer with us, but we celebrate his work, and here are some samples of some of the work that he's done. So his interests were pop culture. He actually really enjoyed the art in comic books as well as advertising. So he made his art about topics like this. So his art was primarily very colorful. It used bold lines and bright colors, and he really was one of the defining artists of the pop art movement. So we wanted to pay him homage with our artwork today, which is our pop culture or pop art portrait. So if you look, you'll see that there are dots that create the color. So if you look back, and I hold it back pretty far away, you'll start to see this not as the dots, but you'll see it as the color. So it's me, but black hair, and then you'll see the skin tone as one, and then the background is a blue, and my shirt as red. But if you look at it up close, you'll see the individual dots. Much like when Lichtenstein made his artwork, you can see the dots and the lines that make the colors. So we're going to be using that style, and we're going to be using lots of different kind of mediums. So today we are going to be printing using, and this is where I'm going to tell you what the supplies are you need. So if you don't have these supplies collected, I'll give you some time to collect them after I let you know all of the stuff that you need. So bubble wrap, we're going to be printing with bubble wrap, so we're going to paint the bubble wrap and then press it onto our paper. So you'll need paper, bubble wrap, you'll need a brush of some sort, so I actually have a sponge brush, and you'll need tempera paint. So it's just washable tempera paint. If you don't have tempera and you just have acrylic, awesome, that works as well. Just make sure you don't get it all over your clothes, because tempera is washable. Acrylic is kind of washable, but not really that much. I'm actually going to throw on an apron before I start painting, but yeah. So as far as supplies, you'll need your bubble wrap, paper, brush, paints, and you'll need 4 colors. So you'll need the background color, you'll need your hair color, you'll need your skin color, and you'll need a shirt color. So 4 colors. We're going to kind of just draw in the eyes and the mouth and the eyebrows, so you won't need colors for that. And there's something else that we needed. Oh, scissors. Scissors and glue. Because what's going to happen is you are going to print each color on a whole sheet of paper. Then you are going to take your drawing and you're going to cut the paper into the sections, and then you're going to glue it to another piece of paper. So I'll demonstrate all of that. But the first thing that we have to do is we have to print our paper because we want the paint to dry before we glue it into our pop art portrait, okay? So if you don't have any of those supplies yet, go ahead and gather them. And one of the best things about these live stream classes is if you're like, oh no, I don't have my bubble wrap, you can always just pause it and grab your bubble wrap and come back. Or you can pause it and watch it later when you have all your supplies. But so hoping you have your supplies, and if you don't have bubble wrap from like a package, if you've recently gotten any Amazon Prime shipments where it's in a bag like this, you might be able to use the bubble wrap that's on the inside. So just another tip. But let's get ready to paint. I'm gonna put my apron on so I don't make a mess. And then I'm gonna turn my screen down so you guys can see my workspace. So after we print our paper, we're actually going to draw our self-portrait, and then we're going to copy it. So you have two choices. You can either copy it with a copier or a printer, like a computer printer, if your printer can do that. Or I'm going to show you a different thing that you can actually tape it to a window where light comes through and then you can trace it. So there are two ways you can do it. So I'm going to turn this screen down so you guys can see my workspace. And I have this handy dandy piece of cardboard here because I wanted to protect my workspace since I am at the Firehouse Gallery right now. So you can see that is some of our art references. Here's my paper. Move this forward, and you're basically just going to paint on your bubble wrap. Now this is a lot of fun. I know that your instinct, like you guys want to pop the bubble wrap, so maybe have an extra sheet where you can pop it, but you don't want to pop the ones that you're printing, so don't pop any of the ones on your painted sheet. And since this is going to be printing in 8.5 by 11, I kind of cut it to that size. So go ahead and paint it. This is my skin color, and I'm actually going to transfer it to my foam brush. Oh, that used up a lot of paint. My foam brush is very absorbent. Anyway, I'll just use this brush. So as far as skin color, it's kind of difficult to find a color that is exactly your skin color. So I made mine a mixture of white and yellow and brown and a little red. And I'm running out, so I can mix some up really fast. So I got my brown and my red. I'm going to add white. And a little bit of yellow. So you want to paint the whole sheet so that when you print it, you get a whole 8.5 by 11 piece of that color. So I am painting my bubble wrap. Then, after it's done, I'm going to turn it over, place it on my piece of paper, and I'm going to press, but not too hard because you don't want those bubbles to pop. So pressing, pressing, pressing. And when I lift up, you guys are going to see the magic. That is dots. So now we have dots of my skin color. I'm going to place it to the side so that it dries. because I want it to dry by the time we cut. So I'm just going to do this, wave it around a little bit. Now I'm going to, so I just did this color right here. I'm going to do the next lightest color, which is my shirt color, and I'm going to use red. So I can rinse, so I swish, wipe it on the side of my container, and then blot. So remember, it's always 3 steps. Swish, wipe, and blot, starting with the lightest color. Now I move to the next color, which is just a little bit darker. And I'm going to do red, and it's going to be the whole page. Now this is a really cool project if you want to do with younger kids. This is a really great project because you don't have to have the finished project of the portrait. You can just paint a whole bunch of bubble wrap and print it. It's also a really cool way to do scales. So if you wanted to do like a collage and you were making like a lizard or a dinosaur, you could paint the bubble wrap all sorts of different colors that a dinosaur would be. So it could be all kinds of different greens, and then you could print it on a piece of paper, and you can use that paper as your scales for your dinosaur. So lots of different ways that you can use this. Place it on the paper and press. And lifting it up. Now I have red dots. So I'm going to take this, put it to the side. Now remember, I want it to dry, so I'll wave it around a little bit. Put it next to me so that it dries. Then I'm going to do the next color that's a little bit darker, and this time I'm going to do blue, because blue is going to be the color of my background. So if you look, I'm going to have a blue background, okay? So now, because I have some red on my bubble wrap, like I'm not wiping off my bubble wrap, there might be a little bit of blue mixing with the red, which of course we know turns into the color purple, but that's okay. It will print mostly blue. If there's a little bit of purple in there, awesome. I like purple. So I have a little purple in my background. Okay, so keep painting it. And I'm going to flip this over. And press, press, press. So you don't want to press too hard, just kind of pat it. Because if you press too hard, you might actually pop those bubbles. And if you pop a bubble, it will leave like an empty space. And we have the next color. So it's kind of like a bluish purple, which is awesome. Wave it around. Put it to the side. Now, the last color that I'm going to do is going to be my hair color, which is going to be black. Now I know that I'm going a little bit fast, so once I paint the black, I'm going to give you guys time to catch up because that's 4 colors that we printed. And it's okay if we give a little bit more time for them to dry, but you know, we've got skin color already, shirt color, and background color, okay? So, skin color, shirt color, background color. Now we're going to do the darkest color, which for me is my hair. So, it might not be yours, but for me is my hair. So, it's black and, well, mostly black, and so I'm going to paint that. And as far as painting on the bubble wrap, it's kind of cool. It makes a noise when you're painting it. And the texture that you feel while you're painting it, I think feels kind of cool. It's kind of relaxing. Okay, so I'm almost done. A little bit more black in here. Okay. Just like that. Okay, so that's my last color. We've done 4 colors. If you have not finished with your 4, don't worry, you can still catch up. And remember, with these live stream classes, you can also pause and catch up and then start it again. Or you can stop it and watch it at a later time. So there's different ways that you can do it. There we go. So now I'm going to bring back my pieces of paper. First I'm going to swish, wipe it on the side, and blot, because I'm done painting. So I want to make sure that my materials are clean. So swish, 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 until all the paint is out. So when you're swishing it, you want to make sure that you're hitting the bottom of your container and you're swirling it around. And wiping it on the side takes a little bit of the paint out and also the water. And that is pretty clean, so I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to wash this guy in the sink though, because he doesn't really fit into that container. This is my bubble wrap, and I'm going to put it to the side as well. I don't need that anymore. And you'll see I have, don't need this, I have my black, I have my blue, I have my red, and I have my skin color. Okay, so those are all my 4 sheets. So I have all of them ready. I am going to just wave my paper over it to speed up the drying a little. And I'm going to move them to the side because we are going to draw our self-portraits. Really very simplified, because you only have 4 colors that you can use. So we want to draw really simple self-portraits. And while we're drawing these, our colored paper will dry, or while we're drawing these, our colored paper will dry, and by the time we're done, we will be ready to cut. So I am going to grab a pencil, because I'm going to start with pencil, and then I am going to move to my marker, because marker is easier to see. But I want you guys to get your paper ready, and we're going to do very simple self-portraits. Okay, so to start with the self-portrait, we are going to make a mark, maybe a couple inches up, and this mark right here is going to be our chin. And we're going to make a U shape, and the bottom of the U is going to be right here where our chin is. We only wanted to do this because we want to leave space for our neck and space for our shoulders. Okay, so the U shape, I'm going to start a little bit in, because you want to have space for your hair as well. So I'm going to make my U shape like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but that is our face. That's the U. And I'm going to draw it with permanent marker, just so you guys can see. And also, if you're tracing, it's easier to see with a permanent marker. I'm going to grab a different permanent marker, because that one's kind of drying out. There we go. That's a nice one. Thick line. Okay. Then after we do our U for our face, we're going to do the neck. So it comes down from that U, just like that. And we're going to draw a line for the top of our shirt. Okay? So remember, these are very simplified self-portraits. We don't want anything too complex because it's more about the color and the printing and the dots than it is about creating something that looks super realistic. Okay. And so just like in comics or cartoons, the drawings don't look exactly like people do in real life. Then we're going to take a line from here down to the corner of the page for our shoulder and down to the other side for our other shoulder. Okay, so it's going to go that and like that. Now, we already have our shirt color is going to go in here. Our skin color is going to go in here. Now we have to figure out where our hair is going to go. Now remember, you're going to have to cut out these shapes, so you want to make sure that the shapes you make are easy to cut out. So I'm going to give myself some bangs, and I'm going to draw a very simple shape for my hair. Okay? So that is my hair. So as you remember, my hair color is this one right here. So this part right here is going to go here. And that's pretty much it. So we've got our background color, we've got our hair color, we've got our skin color, and we've got our shirt color. Now, since it is a self-portrait, we do have to put our defining features, which are our eyes. And we're going to make our eyes very simple. I'm just going to draw like football shapes and put the eye in the center. And for the nose, there are lots of ways to do it. You can do like a little line that goes like this. You can do a line that goes like that. Or you can do kind of like a curved arrow line. And I think that's what I'll do for this one. I'll do that nose. And then the mouth. Okay? So that is my self-portrait. Now the next step is we have to copy this. Now if you have access to a printer where you can copy something, you can just go to your printer, put it in the bed, and press the button for copy. But if you don't have that ability, I'm going to show you how you can easily copy something as long as you have access to a light source and a window. So, bear with me. I'm going to turn the screen. I might sound louder because right now I'm like right on top of it. And there we go. So this is the front entrance for the firehouse. What you want to do is you are going to find tape, and all I have is just, you know, like this invisible tape. You're going to tape your drawing to the window. Now, if you have access to a copier, just use the copier. It's totally fine. You are going to take this and tape it to a window space like this. And, can you guys see me? Then you're going to take your marker and you are going to trace it. So holding it up to the window, you can see and you can trace over the lines exactly. Because the light comes through, and because the light is coming through, you can see where your drawing is behind you. Okay, so I've traced the line. lines. And now I have this drawing right here that I'm going to put over here. And I also have this drawing. So now I have two. So I'm going to turn it back around and we're going to see how this turns into our collage. Okay. So this is still a little bit wet, but that's okay. I'm going to layer them anyway. So now we have two of our drawings, right? I'm going to take one of my drawings and I have to cut it apart. So don't worry about it. It's okay. I'm going to take the blue. I'm going to stack all my colors. So I have the blue, which is my background, black, which is my hair. I've got the red, which is my shirt, and the skin color right there. Okay, I'm going to stack it so all of it is in one, and then I am going to cut it. Now kids, you might need a parent's help or an adult's help. If you have paper clips, you can paper clip the sides, just like this. And then you can cut it with it all stacked up. So you want to cut, and you're going to cut it all apart like it was a puzzle. Okay, so this right here is the shirt piece of my puzzle. So I'm going to move it down here. Then this right here is the neck piece of my puzzle. And I'm going to keep it all stacked up if you can. Then I'm going to cut the hair. And this ends up with the background piece. So I'm going to cut all the way around. So only cut on those black lines. Now this is my whole background piece. I'm gonna put that right there. Now the last piece I'm gonna cut is my hair. So this goes like this. And I'm going to keep my face separate. We're going to do something with that in a second. Okay, so now this is my hair. I'm going to lift this up. I don't need this piece anymore, so I'm going to put it to the side. I don't need this piece either because this is my skin color. I'm not a redhead, so I'm not going to need that. But I do have black hair, so I'll need this. And I don't have blue hair currently, so I don't need that. Okay, so that's my hair. Then, this is my shirt. I am not going to be wearing this color of a shirt, but I'm wearing red, so I'll pull that out. And I'll move that to the side. Now this is the piece that is my neck, and I'm going to need skin color for that. And the last piece is the background. So the background that we wanted was blue, so it's right there. So there are lots of pieces of colors around, but once we put it all together, I'm going to take my picture. This is my self-portrait, and I'm going to assemble it. It's going to go background, hair, neck, and shirt. Okay? So go ahead and get your glue sticks or your white glue and assemble that right now. And remember, this face is still to the side. We're going to do that last because we need to make sure that we have the eyes and the mouth as well. So I'm going to start with my background, and when I tell kiddos to glue, it's always the sides that you want to glue. So the edges, make sure that you have glue on the edges because that is the most important part. Rather than putting glue all over it, it is more important to make sure that you have enough glue on the edges. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to press it down. And that is my background. So as you can see, I kind of missed some dots right there, but that's okay. Okay, so that's my background. Next, I'm going to do my hair. So once again, glue on the edges, because that's the most important part. And it also helps you from getting glue everywhere, because I understand the urge to put lots of glue, so you make sure it sticks, but really you only need glue on the edges. Okay, so now you'll see my self-portrait is coming together. Okay, there's my hair. Now I need the area underneath my face, which is my neck. And then my shirt. So this is definitely a lot more steps than our usual classes. Like our usual classes don't get this intense, but I thought you guys would really enjoy seeing how you can take the printing of the bubble wrap and make it into a whole different kind of project. Okay, now we just need to work on the face. So we're going to find the skin tone and we're going to glue that on. Just like that. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys can still see. My screen has gone black again. I don't know why it does that. Then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut out the eyes and the mouth. And, oops, I don't want to lose my eye. And the mouth. Okay. She looks a little funny. You can take some coloring utensils, like whatever you're using, you can color in your mouth. So I'm going to use, oh, that's orange. I'm going to use pastels because they're close by, but I'm going to color in my lips pink. And I'm going to color in my eyes. I'm going to give myself purple eyes today. Now, as I was saying, these are portraits. Now, portraits are drawings of people. And because I'm drawing myself, it's a self-portrait. But I am drawing it kind of like how I imagine myself to be. So I don't really have purple eyes, but that is okay because it's my self-portrait and my interpretation of myself. And if I want to give myself purple eyes, I can. If you guys get a chance to see the exhibit that is in our gallery currently, it is also an exhibit on self-portraits, but they are modified and changed so that they almost look like abstract paintings. So there is my self-portrait. Now I have to glue on my eyes and my mouth. And I'm going to go back with a marker because I have to add my nose. And I also want to add some really strong lines that separate my colors, because just like, you know, we want to do our portraits like Lichtenstein. So he has lots of dark bold lines, and these lines separate all of the colors that he used, kind of like a cartoon or a comic. And we want to do the same thing. So I have glued on my eyes and my mouth, and now I can add the lines. So I'm going to do the same kind of nose that I did in my original drawing. It's kind of like a little smiley line and then a nose, or line for the bridge of the nose. If you want to add eyelashes, you can. If you want to add eyebrows, you can. So that is my self-portrait. Then I'm going to do, as I was saying, the lines that separate the colors. So I'm going to do a strong line separating my face from my hair. Do the black line down here. An outline from where my shirt meets my neck. Line for the shoulders. And we're going to keep going with line around the hair. So this defines the space behind me. And I think that is it. So that is our pop art self-portrait for today. As I said, you know, it's a really cool way to use these bubble prints to create something that goes beyond just a pattern. So you can use this pattern to create artwork, to create portraits, to create texture, to create just, you know, interest in whatever you're making. So as I was saying, if you wanted to paint it different colors of greens and just like make a whole bubble sheet of different colors of greens and then print it on a piece of paper, then you could cut it out in the shape of a lizard or a dragon, and it could be the scales, and you're using the bubbles to make the scales for your dragon. So just a couple of cool things that you can do. I'm going to turn the screen up so you can see me. Hi guys. Hopefully you can see me. But what do you think? Does it look like me? So this is my pop art portrait based off of Roy Lichtenstein's pop art. Thank you so much for coming to create with me. If you guys do this project or any kind of variation with the bubble printing, let me know. Send me a picture with your artwork. I love to see what you guys create. My email is elaine@firehouseart.org. And you can send me all the stuff that you've been making in our virtual kids art classes. Next week, I think it's like, next week we have plants and trees. So Tuesday, like the pattern that we've been doing, Tuesday is going to be drawing and painting. Thursday is going to be multimedia. I think we might even get to do some sculpture on Thursday. So it's probably going to be salt dough. So get your salt and your flour ready. And I think that is it. So thank you so much for coming and creating with me today. Once again, my name's Elaine, Miss Elaine from the Firehouse Art Center. We are open by appointment Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. On Saturdays, if you want to come see us and the exhibit, we have an exhibit in our main gallery, Helios Lucida. We have our artist in residence, Barbara Rudloff, in our South Gallery, and currently we have Monica Carroll, who is one of our artist members, in a pop-up upstairs. So so Julie says, how do we need tempera paint on Tuesday or watercolors? I'm not sure. I think we're gonna do watercolors on Tuesday. So yeah, watercolors on Tuesday and then salt dough on Thursday. So yeah, come see me in the gallery if you can. Make an appointment on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Sunday, or just come in on Saturday from 12 to 5, and I hope to see you soon. Bye guys, thank you so much for coming. I'll see you guys later.